I'm CEO of a local music tech startup called Synesthesia. And to put it quick, we do live music visuals. So I've only lived here in Austin for about 2 years, which is not that long, but long enough to kind of feel this citywide identity crisis that we have. We call ourselves the live music capital of the world, and we're killing our live music. So I've put a lot of thought into what my role is in this whole thing as someone who's in music tech. What can I do to help? A lot of the tension in the live music scene, a lot of this comes from this tech versus music idea. And for me, that doesn't necessarily make any sense. To give you guys a brief history, the pictures you're seeing are from a college band I was in. And that's kind of where my whole, where this whole project started. So me and my co-founder and I were in a band, and we wanted to perform electronic music. We wanted to do it all live with homemade, kind of hacked together instruments. And so he made this voice to anything synthesizer, and I made visuals that responded to all of my key presses, and our drummer hit a punching bag that he turned into a sampler. So, really out there, and that was, to me, that's where music and tech collide, right? And the tech actually has the power to bring music to places that it couldn't previously go. And so that's a really exciting thing. And so to me, it's really distressing that I moved here to Austin to start this company because there was a strong tech scene and a strong music scene, right? So it's really just, it's kind of heartbreaking that those two things are at odds. So, spent a lot of time thinking about why. And I think there are a lot of issues with tech in general as it interacts with the music scene. Stuff like, gentrification or, unsustainable use of the cultural resources here. And those are huge problems. I'm going to try to focus more on music tech in particular, what we, the music techies, can do to help solve this problem. So I think let's start here. There's this fundamental truth that technology changes everything. It's this unstoppable force, right? And it even changes art and music. So think back to, when radio was introduced. When that happened, there started being this concept of the top 10, right? And pop music was kind of born. Or go back further to when recorded music became a thing for the first time, and how that must have changed what, music was even defined as, right? So nowadays, we're also in this, this new era, and things are changing. And so there's the good change and the bad. Right? Some of the good, musicians can reach a global audience. They can record an album with just their computer. It's not about money anymore, it's just about how much passion you have. And that's great. And then on the bad side, there's piracy, musicians not being paid as much. The rise of the single versus the album. People holding up their phones at live shows, blocking my view of the stage. All of these things, developments in music tech that, good and bad. The thing is, though, it's unstoppable. So what can we do to maximize the good change as music techies? So I say it's our job to bridge the gap between the cutting edge and the musicians. We're really the only people, we're in this unique position where we can do this. So we build things, and we understand where tech is going. We can identify the cutting edge and try to look into the future. But we also understand music, and we understand that perspective and the art that that we care about there. So let's say there's some new disruptive tech. What we have to do is bring that tech to the music world in a conscientious way before it leaves the music world behind. And if done correctly, then you've got an ideal situation. You've got your product is helping sustain the art. It can actually, beyond just sustaining it, it can push it into new environments that were otherwise inaccessible. And at the end of the day, then the audience you're sustaining is helping sustain your business. So we at Synesthesia, we sit in the world of music visuals. And this is one of the frontiers where tech is changing the way that music is performed. So you guys have probably all seen music visuals, I assume. If you've been to any festival in the last 5 years, huge screens with visual art that's hopefully adding something to the musical experience. But beyond just festivals, this is starting to pop up at neighborhood bars. Projectors are so cheap now, they're becoming ubiquitous. Places like Empire Control Room or Vulcan Gas Company are actually becoming known for their visuals. Beyond that, the audiences. The audience's perspective is they can listen to music for free online. So if they're going to pay money for tickets, they expect an experience. And visuals can be a huge part of that. And then from the musician's perspective. So as a musician, you need to compete with the screens everyone has in their pockets, right? How many times I don't know how many musicians are in here, but I'm guessing that you guys have all felt this, where you're playing and you look out at the audience and you see a bunch of faces looking down, lit up by their phones. And that sucks. So once you lose your audience's eyes, you've lost their attention. So this is the landscape we live in now. And are any of these things tied to the music? Not really. Are any of these things, the things that will good musicians necessarily be good at these things? No. So we made Synesthesia to try to solve some of these problems and help ease this transition into the visual age of performing. Because it's here, it can't be stopped. And with Synesthesia, the hope is that the focus stays on what I think is important, which is the music. So, Michael, if you want to hop up here. So I'm sure by now you're probably wondering what synesthesia is. And instead of telling you, let's just do a live demo. And thank you. So Michael Garfield, he's actually someone I met very early on here, kind of as a testament to the strength of the music community here. We did our second ever show with him. So let's see here. this idea of helping musicians transition into a new era of performance extends into other, realms of music tech as well. So, but beyond that, beyond just kind of helping them get there, we can make it exciting to get there, right? This should be about exploring all the possibilities that are out there with music. And so, synesthesia is, our mission statement is actually keep soul on the stage in a digital age. So we hope that synesthesia is just the first of many products that helps musicians kind of explore this new environment without giving up that human soul that makes music great.